think it's pretty weird how certain numbers get treated like a crime for simply existing. Not the violence, not the bodies, the numbers. The second somebody brings up certain crime statistics, the whole conversation turns into a manhunt for the person who said it out loud. Meanwhile, the same people who scream about protecting the community will look at you dead in your face and act like the data is the real enemy. That's the game. And today we're going to walk straight through it. First up, this is the one that usually gets people fired from jobs and banned from platforms.
Stop sharing videos of us being violent towards each other. That's just, what are you sharing that for? Please answer the question. What are you sharing that for? Why do you feel that it's okay to share videos of us being violent towards us? What's your point? To traumatize your own people even more? What the fuck are you sharing that for? So you can get a like? You know that's cooning, right? You know that you know you a Sambo, right? You know you an Uncle Clarence, right? Oh, okay, I'm just making sure your ass knows.
So the reason why there are so many videos of black-on-black crime is because that is the vast majority of crime in the United States of America. The vast majority of violent crime is committed by young black men under the age of 30. Do you know what percentage of America that is? That's 2.5% of the country. 2.5% of the country makes up 40% of the violent crime statistics, 50% of the murders and rapes and robberies is that cohort in the nation. So 2.5% of the country make up 50% of the murders, rapes, and robberies. And by the way, in case you're wondering about this being some type of systemic issue or the violence from whites against blacks, no, you are almost 100% guaranteed in a black homicide that the murderer is going to be black. That's based on FBI statistics. It's something like 95% for men and 100% for women. There's actually not one incident last year of a white woman murdering a black woman. It doesn't exist. But there are 5,000 black women that were killed last year by other black women, like yourself. And so maybe you should stop asking the question, why are you sharing these videos, and start asking the question, like, why is this particular subset of American society so hyper-violent to the point that it actually skews all of the data in America? America is one of the single most peaceful and safest and secure places to live if you just broke out certain subsects of the country. Asian, white people, for instance. Hispanics tend to be slightly more violent, but it is actually black Americans that skyrocket those numbers. And that's what all the available data and statistics say. So if you're asking a question, maybe that's the question to ask. So I'll ask it. Why are you so violent?
Of course, you know, my people are going to hit that and go, wow, you got a white man thinking it. Right. So she was mad that people keep posting the video. Benny just answered up with the part nobody's allowed to say without catching a charge in a public square. 2.5% of the country, young black men under 30, around half the murders, half the robberies, half the violent crime. That's not even a talking point. That's the FBI's own numbers year after year. But you watch how fast the conversation flips the second the stats come out. The problem somehow becomes the person who read them instead of the people creating them. Oh, wow. Y'all want to tell me I had some egg on my mouth? Y'all. Like, I got to get my protein. I got to. Hold on. That's how you know the ideology is more important than the bodies on the ground. Now, I want you to watch the same mindset and how it works when the subject switches from crime to toys. And I'm going to finish my food.
European people, when they get hot this summer, don't have no water fights, no water gun fights. Because guess what? The Super Soaker was made by a black man. Let this heat cook y'all.
So Europeans aren't allowed to use things invented by black people? Let's put the shoe on the other foot and see how much you like it, okay? Look up real quick. That ceiling fan you're sitting under? Oh yeah, that was invented by Philip Deal. Oh yeah, and what was he? Oh yeah, he was a white man. The air conditioning you have in your apartment or in your home? Oh, who created that? Oh yeah, that was Willis Carrier. And what was he? Oh yeah, he was a white man. The cell phone you recorded this video on. Who invented the cell phone? Oh, that was Martin Cooper. Oh yeah, and he was what? A white man. Yeah. Oh, the electric light bulb? Oh, that was invented by Thomas Edison. Oh yeah, and what was he? Yeah, he was a white man. Oh, and let's go ahead and for good measure too, that Hello Kitty blanket around your shoulders, that one's invented by Yuko Shimizu, and she was, Japanese. So go ahead and take that off too, just to be safe, since we're not allowed to use things that other cultures created, right? And think about this. The Super Soaker was not even the first water gun ever created, but I already can tell you're a couple tacos short of a combination platter, probably graduated with a PhD from Clown College. So in the words of Michael Jordan, stop it. Get some help. Because if you...
Stop it. Get some help. Racist people can't have water fights because a black man invented the Super Soaker. She said it with a whole chest too. So the reverse should be simple, right? Every light switch, every car, every building you live in, every phone in your pocket, you got to hand it over. But that's not how the game is played, right? The rule only works in one direction. When a black inventor creates something, it becomes a racial loyalty test. When the inventions go the other way for centuries, suddenly it's just progress and nobody owes anybody an explanation. I don't know. That's not justice to me. That's a selective memory with attitude. Now, take that same logic and drop it on an entire country.
I've been in Nigeria for 5 days now visiting my family, and I just have to say, this is not a real place. I think in order to survive in Nigeria, you need to be a little bit crazy. You need to be on the spectrum of a little bit crazy to damn near psychotic. Because otherwise, you will not be able to cognitively make it here. And it's not even about having money, which on its own is problematic. The country's infrastructure sucks. And even the wealthy people that think that they can continue to disenfranchise their country and steal from the country. And by wealthy people, I mean the politicians who have power and control over the money and the budgets, because Nigeria is a wealthy country. How is it that it has such poor drainage that the only way to get out of my uncle's house is to take a boat, B-O-A-T, waddle through with rain boots, which is what I'm about to do right now, or take a really big car, which we don't have at the moment, and not everyone is guaranteed to have a big enough car to waddle through this. And I had to insert a clip of us wading in the water, because look at this. Look at this. And I'm out now, waiting for the rest of my cousins to make it through so that we can leave. And I think what just pisses me off the most is that why would you reclaim land on an island and not have the civil engineering and the proper urban planning and infrastructure to make sure that when it rains, which, fun fact, it rains a lot here. And the level of carelessness, because I'm not going to call it stupidity. It's not stupidity. Nigerian people are not stupid. The level of carelessness and greed that governs this country is actually so sad and heartbreaking. Free my people for real. Free us.
So Nigeria's infrastructure is so bad, you essentially need a boat to go down the road when it rains. So the question would be, who's in charge of that infrastructure? Well, what percent of the Nigerian government is black? It looks like approximately 100%. The government, elected officials, civil servants, military leadership, and the vast majority of public sector roles are all approximately 100% black. And you see this in South Africa. You see this over and over again, where when you have a large group of one race like this, you typically get very bad outcomes, load shedding, infrastructure issues. And if we go to the president, it's because of things like corruption. Now, this guy has a lot of properties. The president is involved in multiple offshore companies, and he has at least 20 properties in the UK. Isn't that interesting?
She's only been there 5 days, and she's already saying the place doesn't even feel real. Flooded roads, no drainage, politicians stealing everything in sight, and the government is almost entirely run by black leadership, she says. No mysterious white puppet masters in the background, just people in charge and the results. This is the part that breaks the whole story, because if the problem is always the system or the history, then why does the same dysfunction show up when the history is removed? At some point, you have to stop blaming the ghost and start looking at the decisions being made in the present. That's all I'm saying. And when the numbers in reality get too loud, the story has to get darker to survive.
I don't want white people walking behind me anymore. It's not personal, it's statistical at this point, because black people keep showing up lynched with marks in the back of the head. Somehow, some way, they're getting hit upside the head. I don't know what y'all been carrying around to smack black people in the back of the head with before you drag us off somewhere. But nah, bitch, I don't want none of y'all walking behind me no more. I trust you. If I hear sudden movements, I'm turning around like the fuck is in your hand. Oh, that's an iPhone? I don't know. I thought it was a brick. Walk in front of me so we can both be sure. I don't want white people walking behind me anymore.
Oh, wow.
It's not
Oh, wow. She doesn't want white people walking behind her anymore, not because of anything that just happened to her, but because black people keep showing up lynched with marks on the back of their head. That's her claim. Even while actual investigations keep ruling most of these cases suicides or something else entirely. But the feeling is more useful than the facts. You know, fear is it keeps the old narrative alive, and people stop being afraid of the past, you know, and that would be a problem for the system on the left. They might start asking harder questions about the present. And some ideologies, you know, just cannot survive them hard questions. Meanwhile, the same people pushing the fear, you know, still talk to us like we all signed the same political contract at birth.
Sister. Things Democrats say to us, assuming we're liberals.
Don't worry, I'm an ally.
You get it.
Obama was our president.
Yes. I'm doing the work. I'm trying to educate myself.
And girl, you have to shop there because it's black owned.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry for what my ancestors did to you.
Your hair is beautiful. I'm not going to ask to touch it. Black Lives Matter. Queen. No, you speak first.
I want to amplify black voices. I stand with your community.
We need more diversity in here.
I recognize my privilege.
Happy Black History Month!
Orange man bad. Are they following you? Did that cop just pull you over? That's racist.
Oh, your registration was expired?
Oh.
I love how you've overcome your circumstances.
We just can't win. Happy Juneteenth.
You see those dreads? We can't have anything of our own.
Cultural appropriation.
This is a safe space. Girl, we need your vote.
We're in this together.
We just can't win.
Ugh, cops.
Sister. Black Lives Matter, privilege, happy Juneteenth. You know, they really do run the same script on autopilot. Like black skin comes with preloaded voting guides and a list of approved emotions. You know, this skit is funny until you realize how many people still operate like this in real life. You know, they don't see individuals. They see a demographic that's supposed to manage. And the second you step outside the lines they drew for you, you become a problem. Which brings us to the part that really, that they really don't want moving.
And it's been enough things that have been debunked where it's like, all right, it's like people kind of like, people are kind of coming down off that because in 2016, it was just like a major psyop where it was like, and it was crazy to me because it's like black people just forgot that they messed with Trump for the past 30 years. Like all that just disappeared overnight. Yeah. So you had this major psyop, and then I think like at this point after 10 years, so many things have been debunked. People are kind of like looking at things a little bit more rationally. So I don't know. I don't believe the poll where it says, you know, he's at a negative. To me, I see the numbers probably going up, to be honest with you.
10 years of the same narrative. Trump is supposed to be the permanent villain for Black America. The psyop worked for a while, but something is shifting. People are looking at the results instead of the commercials. Crime in the neighborhoods, schools that don't teach, cities that keep electing the same failure and calling it progress. When the promises stop matching the outcomes, the spells, you know, it starts breaking. And no amount of polling designed to keep everybody calm is going to stop that forever. Now, here's what none of this is really about. It's not about hating any group of people. It's about whether we are still allowed to look at reality without asking permission first. Some of us were raised to believe that noticing patterns were dangerous. You know, that certain facts were violent. That the only acceptance or not even acceptance that you can get, the only acceptable response to failure was more of the same ideology that produced it. You know, but a mind that cannot look at numbers, at countries, at history, and at outcomes without flinching is not free. It's managed, and managed minds will always vote for the people who keep the management contract on. You know, the real flex is being able to sit with uncomfortable information, still love your people enough to tell them the truth anyway. Not the version that makes everybody feel good for 5 minutes. You know, the version that might actually stop the bleeding. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to write the word unfiltered. Yes, I want you to write that. And then I'm going to leave you with light has come into the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. This is John 3:19. Be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life.